Welcome back. So today's topic is assumption of OLS, or we can also call it as assumption of classical linear regression model. So what are the assumptions? There are 7 assumptions of classical linear regression model. The first one is linearity. Mean of error term is 0. Error term is normally distributed. No autocorrelation, no heteroskedasticity, no multicollinearity, and no endogeneity. So what is linearity? Linearity means anything whose power is 1. The assumption of linearity here is the model should be linear in parameter. If any non-linear invariable, if there is any non-linearity in variable in the model, we can still run OLS, but linearity in parameter is must. So we have given some assumption of equations. The first one, we can see that the power of all the variable and parameter is 1, so we can say that this is a linear model. While this one is linear in parameter, we can see that there is a power of square of x, while there is no power of 1 on parameter. So this one is linear in parameter, while the third one is linear in variable but non-linear in parameter. So in OLS we can use the linear, the first one, and the second one, while we cannot use the linear in a variable which is non-linear in parameter. So the second assumption is mean of error term is 0. So what does it mean? It means the expected value of error term should be 0. If the value is non-zero, then we cannot run OLS. For making the expected value of error term, we must include a constant term in our model. So it will make the expected value of error term 0. So the third assumption is error term is normally distributed. So we can also say that the residuals should be normally distributed. So we have we have given a graph of 3 plots. The first one is normally distributed, the second and the third one is not normally distributed. So our residual should plot like this. So when residual plot like this, we will call it that the error term is normally distributed. The next one is no autocorrelation. So what is autocorrelation? Autocorrelation means if there is some correlation between the current error term with the previous error, or some of the previous error term, if there is some correlation between them, then we will call it as autocorrelation. So this autocorrelation is not desirable and it can affect our results of OLS. So we have to remove this autocorrelation to run OLS. So for removing them, the autocorrelation methods which we will discuss later. The next one is no heteroskedasticity. What is heteroskedasticity? In heteroskedasticity, there is unequal spread of the variance of the residuals. If we plot the residuals, it will have an unequal spread. So here we have plot 2 residuals. The first one is homoskedastic, while the second one is heteroskedastic. So this one is desirable. We can see that the variance of this residual is normally distributed. So we can see that the variance of these residuals is normally distributed, while the variance of these residuals is not normally distributed. So this one is not desirable. This one is called heteroskedasticity, and we have to remove this using certain methods which we will discuss in later videos. The next one is multicollinearity. What is multicollinearity? Multicollinearity, there is linear relationship or some type of high correlation between 2 or more than 2 independent variables. So if we have a high correlation between x and this y, or x and this z, then we will say that there is multicollinearity in the model. So in case of multicollinearity, the results of OLS will be affected. So we have to remove this multicollinearity using certain methods which we will discuss in later videos. The next one is no endogeneity. So what is endogeneity? if there is some type of correlation between any of the independent variable with the error term, we call it as endogeneity. So if there is some type of correlation between this x and u, or this y and u, or this z and u, then we will say that there is an endogeneity. So in case of this endogeneity, we cannot use OLS. We will have to move to any of the other method of estimation. Some of the method of estimation which can be used in case of endogeneity are given below. The first one is IVLS, the second is 2SLS, and the third one is GM. So this is from today. See you in the next video. Bye for now.